Hello and welcome back to Intermittent Gaming, where we've been playing Ghost Recon Wildlands, and we're here to give you a little bit of a look at the co-op version of the game. This is with me, Spooklebeans and Sonatine23. We've played a little bit of the open beta. This is, and we're quite a way in now to the one of the missions here, which is to invade the Unidad base and interrogate someone. To try and get some information from him. So at the moment we're both just outside of the base, just doing a little bit of reconnaissance. You can see here I'm using the drone, which I've upgraded slightly, got slightly better battery power and a decent range on it, not the full range, and we're just trying to eliminate. You see on the map in the bottom right hand corner there's some little hazy sections. What that tells you is that there are some enemies suspected there, but you don't have their exact location. So we're just trying to do another sweep with the drones just to make sure that we're not going to run into any surprises. So we know there's a guy down here, appears to be sleeping. We've been making sure we don't get caught out there. The drones can be overheard, can be seen, so we've just got to be careful. The sniper up there in the nest almost saw the drone, so we've just pulled back there. You can maybe just hear us discussing our plan of attack there in the background on the headsets as well. The whole thing was done with in party chat, so we were in communication the whole time. We're not playing with the full four player, we're just playing the two of us. So Spooklebeans is the viewpoint you see, and you can see Sonatine23 there just leaping over the wall. That's our target in the yellow there. So I'm just trying to advise Sonatine23 as he's the first one in there, just taking out some of the guys, and he is going to try and clear the way, just take out some of the more dangerous elements or things that are more likely to kind of see us, to clear the way for me to go in and interrogate the guy, which you'll see shortly. So at the moment he's just taking out the guy nearest to us, so in case there is any noise as I scale the wall, we can make sure that we're absolutely fine and safe, at least on entry. We can't get out the same way, which we've already established, but he's going to go up there and he's going to clear out that sniper. Sniper's a big danger, especially for the location of our target, him being outside. If I went for him with that sniper still there, we'd be in big trouble. In all likelihood, we'd be seen. So now the sniper's gone. I'm just going to do one quick last sweep, make sure that we've got the all clear. That there's no hidden there. There's a sniper in the distance. We can't see anyone in the immediate vicinity. So I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling fairly confident that we're okay to progress here. You can see there, that's our target, that's our reward. So way is cleared and we're going to move in. Make my way fairly cautiously. So littered throughout the game, even in the beta, there are various collectibles, information, documents, and there's one over here that I'm going to go and pick up before I proceed towards our target. This way having already been cleared by Sonatine. And now it's time to make my way over to the target. I'm still going to be aware of other non-playable characters, other enemies in the area, and there is still a sniper in the opposite nest. But as I make my way towards this target, Sonatine's going to make sure that he watches the perimeter, maybe try and take down anyone else that's got a chance of seeing, as you see him sort of scoping the scene, making sure there's no one there, making sure that as I go for this guy that the other sniper in the other nest can't see me. We kind of make double issue because he's still moving around, the sniper in the other nest. So once we capture the guy, which I then actually let him go, and then we have to recapture, take him just inside the building, make sure that we are totally safe and that we're not going to be seen as we interrogate, because the interrogation is key to completing the mission. So we get the information, got the suspect, we've helped each other out there, stayed in communication. We're only playing as a two-man team, which we found is really effective, particularly if you avoid playing with strangers online, because we tried that before, and a lot of the complaints that people have made about the game of how it just turns into an all-out warfare, explosions and grenades going off, does seem to happen because that's how some people are choosing to play. So if you want to keep it stealthy, you want to keep it quiet, which is how we like to play, we just make sure that we team up and we don't go public with it. We don't play along with everyone else. We just keep the pairs. It does put you a slight disadvantage in that there's only 2 of you rather than 4, although if we can get a couple more players, we would quite happily play as a 4. However, we have found that so far, most of the missions that we have attempted, admittedly this is very early on in the game, but even a bit later in the beta, are perfectly doable with 2 players in, if you are coordinating and you are communicating your attacks and your movement around. We're going to do another little bit of work on the solo side of the game, because it is quite different when playing solo, but despite what the internet may tell you, it is still very much possible to play this as a stealth game, a stealth shooter, third-person shooter. You don't need to have it devolve into chaos and explosions constantly. You just have to take your time with it. So as you can see here, we've completed the mission, but we are now stuck. Well, not stuck, but we are inside a Unidad base, and they are heavily gunned, heavily armoured. And what we now need to do is we need to try and make our way out from the base. So the main mission completed, but we're just going to clear some things out of the way. So Sonatine's just going to take out the sniper in the other nest, because snipers are obviously the biggest dangers to success in most of the missions. If you get seen, it will devolve quite quickly into explosions and gunshots and fire. You can back away, you can hide again, and enemies will lose interest in looking for you, and it will all settle down again. But Unidad tend to be a bit more relentless than the Sicario that you'll run into. So now we're all kind of clear of this side of the map, at this side of the compound. We're just going to go and collect a few more things from around the place there. We've got some accessories there, just a new scope for a weapon. Again, you'll find accessories dotted throughout the map. You can reveal specific locations by interrogating or getting information from informants, etc. Completing missions will give you clues to where certain things will be, but you don't have to do it that way. You can just stumble across them as you're sort of searching around here. Now, one of the most interesting things about the game that we've experienced actually is that the mission we completed at night. There's a huge advantage there, because half of the people that would be in the compound were already asleep, so then we didn't really need to worry about the movement around, which is a big advantage, a good reason for approaching things in the night time. But there is a constantly moving day-night cycle. So as we've stayed in the compound for a while, we've completed the mission, done our reconnaissance at night. Now what we've done is we've started to get into the dawn, started to get to the kind of morning time here. We're just going to kill the power in this place. I think if we'd done this at night and we'd killed all the lights, it probably would have been even easier to move around, but it also would have raised more of an alarm. But we've just, as we're sort of having a look around, thought, well, we might as well cut the power, limit their options. But also, obviously, as we're getting to dawn, other people are going to start to wake up. We have noticed in this particular area as well, there are prisoners to be released. Now, these prisoners come in handy, because as you release the prisoners, they will join you. Basically, you get rebel forces that join you, can help you out as well. So the more you help the rebels, and by releasing prisoners or helping them out on certain missions, the more advantages you have in the main game. You can call in there help in different ways. Now I'm going to go and let these guys out while Sonatine takes out the third and final sniper in the nest, taking them all out very, very quietly. You will notice we've completed the mission, and we have got to a point now where we could escape, we could get out, but these rebels are going to go and attack the Unidad forces, so we may go and support them instead. But we've got choice there. We could scale this fence and escape, or we could go and help the rebel forces engage with the Unidad forces, and they've got quite a nice helicopter that we quite fancy the look of as well. So whilst there's a lot of commotion, we could nick off in the helicopter as well. So the rebels are attacking Unidad now. These are the rebels that we've freed, and it's like I say, it is worth doing that. This again, look, we haven't had any choice in this. We haven't sent these rebels in. We've just freed them. They've taken up arms and they've engaged them. We can use this. People saying, "Oh, look, it's devolved into gunshots and chaos." Unidad are not looking for us at the moment. They're not engaged with us at the moment. They're engaged with the rebel forces. We can use this to escape, but we've chosen instead to join the fight. Team up with the rebel forces and take out the remaining Unidad forces. You will see as well, I think when we engage, there is a difference. You can see the Unidad forces do start calling in reinforcements to deal with us. So here we go, just going to keep doing battle. But up until this point, up until the point where we've chosen to engage with them, we've actually managed to complete the mission, the whole mission, at night without even firing a shot. Everyone's been taken out stealthily that's needed to be taken out. We've gone in there, we've interrogated, knocked the guy out and got away. We could have scaled the fence and made our getaway. But why run when you can take a helicopter? There we go. Unidad patrol is now on alert because we've engaged with Unidad. Unidad are calling in backup. You can see that flashing on the map in the bottom right there. They're on their way to get us. At which point we start thinking, you know what? We've taken out the ones in the compound. It might be time for us to beat a hasty retreat. If we'd not wanted the helicopter, I wanted to just escape on foot, would have been out silently. Entirely our choice here. Just we want to go into the next mission's a fair distance away, so we thought, well, why not go on helicopter? You can see Unidad forces getting closer. Sonatine's just picking up what he can, getting his resources, any documents and data, as I'm ready in the helicopter, ready to beat a hasty retreat and get out of there. So there we go, we're both on board now. Unidad forces are almost there. They might start shooting at us, but we should be clear. We should be clear. Home free. There we go. So that's just, oh no, they have started to see us that we might be able, but we're going to be long gone before they can do anything. So there we go. That's Ghost Recon. That's just one mission that you can do very stealthily, or stealthily if you want to, playing together in co-op. Our next video will show you what it's like playing solo.